Hi, my name is Christy. Welcome to my tutorial. This is about an N95 mask or an equivalent using no cotton, okay? We're using medical grade aftermarket products and reapplying them into something that we could breathe through safely. There's no repurposing of filtration. You're basically building your own filtration. I've stuck with these specific materials that I found in my research on N95 masks back in January, and they've held up. You know, I'm a fatty asthmatic and I'm still alive in LA. Could be because I'm lucky and I didn't come across the virus, but I like to pretend the very limited times I go out, because I'm scared of the virus, that I was safe because I created something effective. That's what I like to believe. And that's why I want to share it. I've been sitting on this for quite a while because I thought this needs to go to the Nurses Association of the world, and they need to have little ladies working in factories with sewing machines and have rolls of this stuff, and then boom, 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 everybody's got super quick safe masks that they can rewash and reuse and be safe with. But everybody's so busy saving everybody's lives out there that I don't know who to talk to. I can't be like, hey, King Nurse, take this and spread it to the land. I don't know these people, so maybe you do. Maybe you can tell them, hey, this chick on Instructables.com made a tutorial called DIY N95 Mask, and she wants you to make a lot of them and save everybody. I don't know. I basically just couldn't adapt to buying an N95 mask for like the normal price before they went extinct. And I was like, screw that, that's stupid. And then I tried to figure out if I could make it, because that's always what I think. Oh, that's stupid, I want to make it. No offense, you know. Everything has its purpose, but I hope I don't die after this, but, or that nobody dies, because this isn't the point of this video. This is to save lives, not die lives. Okay. Focus. You can make masks with this tutorial, you can make filters with this tutorial, or you can take those cool cotton fabrics, which will not help you. I mean, no offense. They're better than nothing, but they're just gonna, you know, invite the virus through like a tractor beam. I don't know what that means, but I just came up with that. Then you could put the filters into the mask and let the pretty stuff be on the outside. You can use any format, tutorial, anything you need. Basically, my whole contribution is just the recipe of ingredients. That's basically what I'm doing here. So if you go to my tutorial, the link, it'll have lots and lots and lots of links to Amazon products. And yeah, Amazon's taking a little longer than usual, but still, they got the access. They got the hookups. So that's where I've been ordering my stuff from, and in increments. So, you know, lastly, I'm waiting on elastic. So hopefully that gets here. Anyways, this mask is reusable. I don't think I've gone over that yet. Basically, the envelope of the virus, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, Wu flu, whatever you call it, basically it's enveloped, which means protected and carried and held together with an oil or fat layer. And that's why washing your hands is so helpful, but you don't understand why. It sounds stupid, but really it's because any soap breaks down that exterior layer. So once you've broken its skin apart and flayed it off, you are left with disseminated body parts of your foe. Then you rinse their asses down the drain after you have that hot soapy water just soaked through and toothbrushed into all your fibers on both sides. Rinse them down the damn drain, and you're good to go. They're not in your mask anymore. They're not in your lungs, and you're happy to stay home. Happy to stay home for a long time. And then when you get desperate, you don your mask, and then you don your mask, and then you're good. Again, all over again. That's the whole point. Just to be good, happy, healthy, safe, and for this mask to get to the right places and help a lot of people. I don't really know what more to say about it than that. But I'm not a professional. I mean, I know how to find turquoise in the desert and cut rocks and make it to jewelry, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor, manufacturer, helper, whatever. I think this is good. That's all. I think this is good. And I'm alive. So I think it works. Thanks for stopping by, and link away, I guess, and hopefully there's enough for everybody. Well, at least for a lot of people. Okay, bye. Okay, I want to talk a second about non-woven material and why it's important for a medical grade mask. Non-woven is basically a network of really crazily hashed out fibers. The way that this stuff is made is by a giant machine melting plastic and blowing it onto a flat surface. And then by the looks of it, with these little waffle patterns, I think that they might compress it to flatten it out, and then they have a non-woven material. Since it's not woven, it's like it's kind of like the hair you pull out of your hairbrush. It's that, but flattened into a fabric. And it's plastic, but it has the properties of paper almost. It's not very wrinkly, if you know what I mean. So these are different examples right here. This one is medium duty landscape fabric. This is heavy duty landscape fabric. This is Olefun, which is just a version of non-woven fabric that was marketed towards kids for doing crafts. And it came in a lot of different colors, but now it's pretty much extinct. And this is Pellin interfacing, but it has to be non-woven, not the polyester kind. So they're hard to find in different applications, but I have found a lot of different aftermarket products that have this material, and that's what's linked in the tutorial. So many options and good prices, as well as colors. So back before this stuff happened, like January, I bought a few colors of the Olefun. So that's why I have these, and that's what I'm making the bulk of my stuff with. But recently I bought a couple rolls of landscape fabric because, you know, it goes a long way. Alright, so then another piece of the mask is this non-woven gauze. It's made in the same way, but it's much more breathable. You can see it's really thin and delicate. So I figured that's another good layer, and it doesn't hinder your breathing too much, so that's why I have that in there. And this was a 4x4 4-ply non-woven gauze, which is linked in the tutorial with like 10 different kinds so that you can get the right stuff and a lot of it. And this is the secret weapon. This is polycellulose, polyester cellulose. I did not do research on how polycellulose is made, but I can tell you that this is what the bulk of the filtration is, in my mask at least. It does not allow for the easiest of airflow. It's nothing like cotton, you know, it's super dense. So polycellulose, non-woven, non-woven. So the layers go like this. You have non-woven, then goes polycellulose, then goes non-woven gauze, then goes another non-woven. And then that is the layer of filtration. This is what the mask looks like when it's done. And then you can see there's still some visibility. So you have some good ability to breathe in there, but it's not, you know, like a normally woven fabric that has just access for all kinds of particles to transfer through. This is a network of fibers that is just hashed up, and you can't get in there. You can't get in there! Okay, next. Alright, so you lay out your two colors for the outside of your mask. My dog is growling a little bit. Then you put polycellulose. And then polycellulose. Pretend I lined those up. Then goes the gauze. And remember, all of these are linked in the tutorial, so you can have plenty of it. Many links. Kylo, stop complaining. Then you put your interior color, or the same color, because I don't care, you could do what you want. I just do it so that I can see it stacked up and understand what's supposed to be inside and what's supposed to be outside. Stop! You're being awkward. So, I want turquoise out, so I'm gonna flip it over. And then this turquoise meets that turquoise. And then it's sandwiched. So I can see the layers inside and know that these match and the interiors match. Make sure everything's lined up. And then to be super safe, you could use paper clips to hold the edges together, where I used pins in my tutorial photos, which you'll see. But paper clips will not puncture these. So, you know, you're going to have even higher efficacy than the ones that I did because I used pins. So going forward, I'll probably use paper clips. But you'll put these together in a pile and then start sewing it. And I'll take it over to the sewing machine and show ya. Okay, so I've put it into the point of the mask. And I'm going to sew this line. Can't reach with camera. Okay, so now you have that front edge done. So what I do is I go around with my scissors. Ooh, this is hard to do through the camera. I'm not watching with my own eyes. I'm watching with my camera eyes. It's creepy. Okay, then you trim all that stuff off. But now you got a pretty edge. And that's all you got to do. Over and over again. Okay, so now I take this, smash it down. And I start up there in that little nosy point. Okay, so now that's done. And then we'll do that to the other side, except I start out here because of this awkward curve. Now you have all of those done. So one other awkward thing to do is to come back in here and cut the same way you did the other one. Just follow this along and pretend I did it. Ta-da! Pretty! Do that to both sides. Okay, then you do the bottom. Okay, now to sew the bottom. Okay, so I've turned it inside out, or right side out, whatever, and I've trimmed all the edges to my seams to make it look like I meant to do what I did. And then I did the bottom. So now I'm just going to trim some of this excess off right at the top, or whatever you'd call that, and then the other side, and then fold those over to make the little areas for elastic. So I just folded the end over itself to create a little tube for the elastic. Super easy. No measuring. Just make it up as you go along and make sure that whatever you're going to feed through that tube allows it to fit. Then I take scissors up against this and trim off that edge to make it pretty also. Then you have the basic mask form completely done. Now time to add the nose wire on the top. Alright, time to make the little tube pocket for your wire that you're going to use as a nose fit thing. So I just line this up towards the top like that, and then I put it as flat as I can. I was just sitting next to a purple piece and too lazy to go find a turquoise one, so that's why I'm doing this. Make sure it's kind of lined up like it has a purpose. Go to the edge of your mask over there. Put the needle in. Sew it. And then when you get to the other edge, have your needle down, press your foot up, spin, press your foot down, needle down, press your foot up, spin, press your foot down. Kind of match up where you started. Backspace, backspace, backstitch. And then you end up with this. And unless you're like super pro and you have eyes way over here, you're gonna get this wonky little thing, and that's okay. It's gonna do what it needs to do. So then I go around and butt up against the seam and trim these off. Well, whatever, I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, so there we have a pocket, pretty much. I'm going to get this out of the way a little bit. There. So now you take your chosen wire, which mine is just, whatever this is, heavy duty tie wrap, zip tie, no, twist tie. I feed it in. I kind of look at where it's going to stop in the pocket, mark it with my thumb, and then I cut it off. And then I do it again. Ooh, almost dropped stuff. Put them inside. You could wiggle it around if you want. Then you kind of see where you gotta close your little rectangle. And then I just go forward and then backspace the whole, backstitch the whole way. And then it's closed. Totally dorky, but it will save your lungs. And that's all that matters. There. Let's pretend I cleaned it up. There is your mask. Now you just put it on your nose and you fold it. Oh. Alright, bonus tip since you stuck around to the end, or you fast forwarded to now. Whatever. This product here is called non-woven fabric, which you've seen a lot of in this video. I believe that non-woven fabric is what is used in the hospital gowns that nurses wear while caring for patients. That really thin, lightweight, papery, protective gown, I believe that's non-woven. So if you were to buy a roll of this, you can, that's why I bought extra. Because I want to use it as that function. So if you have to care for someone who's sick, you're in a medical setting and you don't have the gowns, you could sew one up. Maybe you want to have like a freaking quarantine prom and you want to make a, no, that would waste material. Try to only use it for appropriate uses, but I think that's what it is. So if you think about wanting to care for people and protecting yourself, then that's another use for the non-woven material. Okay, thanks for watching. Check out the link. Okay, bye.